Fall is officially here, and while that means shorter days, longer nights, and declining temperatures, for many of us with seasonal changes also come changes in our mood, behavior, and choices. The signs of winter blues aren't always so obvious. A lack of sunlight can actually cause a form of depression called SAD, seasonal affective disorder, affecting people from October through April when daylight becomes more scarce. Thankfully, I've called on clinical psychologist Dr. Julie Davelman to help us shed some light on why we feel the way we do when the temperatures drop and what we can do to prepare for the brutal months that have yet to come our way.
So winter blues is actually a thing.
It is. So you kind of look like it might be a thing.
So it's not just in my head.
So people very frequently feel worse during the winter. Mm-hmm. Not everybody, but for those who are very into the summer, have trouble adjusting to the winter.
So a Dominican like me
has some trouble adjusting to the winter.
Coast, got it.
So that's different from depression per se, or seasonal affective disorder, which we'll talk about kind of towards the end. Mm-hmm. But people forget to plan for the difficulties they have in the winter.
Okay.
So some of the techniques that we can talk about today is how do you plan better for it? So if you start the winter, and now it's December 22nd or whatever, we start winter. Mm-hmm. And every morning from that point on, you wake up and you say, oh my God, it's winter again. Oh my God, it's winter again. Oh my God, it's winter again. You're going to be very disappointed by the time you've hit February.
Okay.
So the first step is acceptance.
Okay.
It is in fact winter.
Okay.
It is not what you want it to be, but it is in fact winter. And you cannot do anything about it.
So I can't will my way back to summer.
Exactly.
Okay.
So acceptance and changing your thoughts around that is the first step.
Okay.
So yes, it is winter. Yes, it's not what I want, but I can survive it.
Okay.
Instead of saying to yourself, oh my God, it's winter. That's awful. I can't take it.
Okay.
So now you're cold and miserable where you could have just been cold.
Okay.
So that's the first step. Second step is what I mentioned in the beginning is planning.
Okay.
Right? If you know winter is hard for you, plan activities that are kind of stockpiled for the winter.
Okay.
So if you enjoy time with friends or you enjoy museums or theater or whatever, activities that are inside, try to not do those in the summer, save those for the winter.
Okay.
So then your winter becomes your special time to do those things. You know,
That's a great idea.
Develop tradition. So if there's a friend you never get to see, then save that trip for the winter.
That makes perfect sense. Yeah.
So then you now have something to look forward to when you did before and it was just snowing and miserable and cold.
Got it.
And the third thing is be really nice to yourself. Right? Treats are actually an effective way to get through difficult experiences.
Okay.
So if you know that you do this for the winter.
I was just going to say, don't wrap yourself up in blankets.
Wrap yourself up, but wrap yourself up in the stuff you want. So wrap yourself in the nice blanket. Like get yourself a super special blanket.
Okay.
Or, if you need an extra manicure to feel alive in the winter, then do that.
Okay.
Right? But let's switch to talk about a seasonal affective disorder for a second.
Yeah.
Because that's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
That's actually a type of depression.
Okay.
So I'm having trouble getting out of bed. I'm having trouble functioning, where you're talking away from upset and uncomfortable.
And it's a real thing.
Yes. That's different from being upset, uncomfortable, I don't like this, to I am impaired, I can no longer function.
Correct.
That's something that needs to be addressed with a professional. That's something you want to see a psychologist for. It's something you want to bring up to your primary care doctor. If you're noticing they're actually having declining in functioning as compared to, I hate this, I hate this, I hate this, that's time to go actually see somebody because that needs to be treated and it's not just in your head.
Well, I think those are really practical, actionable tips. I mean, acceptance, planning, and then treats are three really easy things that we can just put into action right now.
And you have a month to plan.
And thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.